Hello everyone, my name is Lily Archive, and I talk about fundies and sometimes other stuff. Today I want to get into the Phillip Rodrigues situation and explain what we know as of filming this on August 14th. So it all starts on July 15th, almost exactly a month ago from today. A Redditor called r/Harry_valuable_4505 claims they spoke with Phillip 2 weeks prior and that he was in the midst of a mental episode. They said he's ranting about weird poetry and being separated from most of the family. This person claims that Phillip sent texts to their own teen trying to recruit him into a satanic cult. Now, when I first saw this, I thought it was good old-fashioned trolling. Kind of like when I thought that Tumblr user was lying when they said that Anna had named her 7th child Madison Lily. Like, I was like, oh, that's stupid as fuck. But she did. So it was like another one of those situations where it's just like an outlandish thing, but it ends up being at least partially true here. And why I say partially true, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, I don't think he's in a satanic cult. I think it's probably some like weird Christian shit. I would assume that based on this person's statements that they are kind of at least similar to Jill in their religious beliefs. Not really sure why a fundie necessarily would have a Reddit username called Harry Valuable. That's odd to me. But it looks like we might have got our wires crossed here. I mean, I'm not here to say like totally crossing out the idea that he's in some sort of quote unquote satanic cult, but I just really think it's like some weird Christian shit, to be honest. But it does look like, and again, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but the first part about the poetry and being separated from most of the family is indeed true. So I guess we'll just have to see that unfold a little bit more to get details there. But this is kind of where the concern for Phillip and the ongoing situation starts. Okay, so 8 days after the Redditor posted what they posted, Jill posts for Phillip's 21st birthday on July 23rd of this year. She encourages him to keep preaching and soul winning. There seems to be no concern of false doctrine or him being missing or what have you. So that's where we're at with Jill at that point. Now let's fast forward a couple weeks from the birthday post. It's August 3rd. A YouTube short on Phillip Rodrigues' YouTube channel is shared with a poem that can also be found on Phillip's LinkedIn. Now, I don't think that this YouTube short was even found until several days later, but it was posted on August 3rd, and I'm going to share the video with you right now.
Christmas in Graveland, where Alice once strayed. She came upon tombstones, where many were laid. She thought to herself, now there must be a manger, to symbolize life midst the tombstones and danger. But how shall I know which of these has the Lord? Of manger and child I cannot be assured. Maybe I'll ask of this statue and queen, if ever with eyes a life manger she's seen. This queen is an angel who stands on a tomb, judging the fates of the graveyards and gloom. Tell me, dear queen, have you ever seen manger above all the pastures of tombstones and danger? The queen could not hear any word that was spoken. She left an inscription as talkative token. In graveyard of death and the perilous pit.
Okay, so now let's fast forward 4 days from posting that video. It's August 7th. It's Wednesday. They're doing their Baptist church thing. People's Baptist Church, which is attended by the Rods, they post their Wednesday service on YouTube. During prayer request time, Jill asks for prayers for Phillip. I'm going to show the video right now, and then I'm going to repeat kind of what she's saying for anyone who has trouble hearing it in the video.
We'll take these requests to the Lord. Yes, ma'am.
I was just wondering if I could ask prayer for our son, Phillip.
Yes, absolutely.
He got into false doctrine and he's been struggling the last few months. And he traveled out west to Oklahoma to be a part of the ministry there. But they're all just doctrinally sound as we are, so he's just receiving the same reception from them as he does from us. And he just
Okay.
comes to grips with that his knowledge is puffing up, and he's just very proud. And right now he's living out of his car. He stays
Oh.
He's not doing good at all.
Okay.
His pride is just getting in the way, and I'm being really vulnerable to everyone here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we're sure put him on our prayer list. Yeah. Okay. All right. We sure will.
Okay, so for anybody who had a hard time hearing that, I had to turn it up like 4 times the initial recording volume. But what I think she was saying was, I was wondering if I could ask prayer for our son Philip. He's got into false doctrine, and he's been struggling for the past few months, and he's traveled out west to Oklahoma to be a part of a ministry there. But they're not all as doctrinally sound as we are, and he's receiving the same instruction from them as he does from us, and then you can't really understand what she says there. But then she goes on to say, but his knowledge is puffing up, and then she mutters something serious, and then she says something which is kind of hard to decipher, but I think he says problems. And then she goes on to say, now he's living out of his car, he's homeless, he's not doing good at all. His pride is getting in the way. I'm being really vulnerable with everyone here, and then she starts to kind of choke up, so you can't really understand what she's saying for a second there. And then she says, I just really, and then something, so we can all just pray for my son Philip, and then she says something about him being out of reach. And then, of course, the pastor's like, oh yeah, let's put him on our prayer list. Okay, let's fast forward 2 days from Wednesday's service, I guess. It's August 9th. Jill kind of posts something vague on Facebook about asking for an unspoken prayer request for their family. Okay, so the next day, August 10th, a post is shared on Reddit about Philip's LinkedIn profile that reads, there's a group on LinkedIn that Philip is the sole member of called Framed for Christ, and then Christ is in parentheses, Fivers, I guess, is how you say it. The person says, I'm not religious enough to know if that wording means anything to anyone. It sounds nonsensical to me, but I thought it was worth posting because it seems that FFF does not actually stand for 666. Under about this group, it says, this group exalts Jesus Christ in every detail. Under the rules of the group, it says, be very thorough in considering the 5 pillars of Christianity, marriage, prayer, salvation, music, and health. Okay, now the next day, August 11th, Jill posts a video dispelling rumors about her family. She says in the video, they feed their children and her husband is the head of the house, which is just really weird that she's saying all of this now, because, it used to be like a big thing to say on Reddit or wherever, like feed your kids Jill or something like that. But I just don't really see that as much. Some might agree, but I think that the kids look healthier. There's less kids to feed now, since some of them have gotten married. And I just feel like that's not really even a thing anymore. One other thing she mentions in the video is that her husband is the head of the house. So she's dispelling that rumor. Now, of course, people talk about that all the time. Like, she really does run the house. It's kind of like when Ethan Plath said to his mother that, like, you're kind of the neck that turns his head or something like that. Basically saying, you act like you don't run this house, but you run this house pretty much. But it's just very weird that she's just like all of a sudden breaking the fourth wall. Maybe not related, but it's just very odd that she all of a sudden is just like trying to dispel these rumors. But she doesn't really mention anything about Philip, but I thought that it was important to put in this timeline. Okay, so the same day as her dispelling rumor video, she's really on a rampage on August 11th. She posts a story with a photo of her and Philip. So this is why I think it's important to the timeline, because she does all this in one day and it kind of goes together. She quotes Matthew 22:39 and Exodus 20:16, which you can see on the screen. She references scripture talking about bearing a false witness. So I guess if she's referring to like the previous video, I guess, bearing a false witness makes sense. But when it comes to the Phillip situation, which she's using this picture of Phillip, I've really seen more just like speculation about Phillip rather than people actually spreading what seems to be false information so far. Now, based on this picture that she uses of Phillip, initially many people thought that Jill might have traveled to Oklahoma City, but a Redditor found that she had actually originally posted that photo with Phillip on May 5th of 2022. Okay, so the next day, August 12th, after Jill posts all that crap about like cyberbullying and bearing a false witness, People's Baptist Church deletes the sermon where Jill asked for prayers for Phillip. It's unknown if it was because they were getting weird comments or if Jill asked them to take it down. We don't really know what happened there. Okay, so on that same day, August 12th, it's around 6 p.m., so that would be about 2 days ago from when I'm filming this video, Jill posts that she's taking a break from social media, claiming social media can be a brutal place. She says, "We feel that he wants us," and she's talking about God, not Phillip, "he wants us to take a break off of social media to spend more time in prayer, Bible reading, and valuable time together." No mention of Phillip, but she does claim that she'll return soon. She kind of has to because of her plexus and her downline, I guess. But really, I can't remember a time, and I'm not going to sit here and claim to be like a Rodrigues historian. I really didn't get into him until the last couple years. I was really more into like the Duggar Bates kind of sphere. But I can't remember a time where she's like announced that she's taking a break, or really posted too much like about cyberbullying, especially like so quickly together, and really breaking the fourth wall like that. I've seen her do like gentle nods towards kind of stuff that people say online, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never seen her kind of talk like this. It's very odd. Personally, it's only been 2 days, and you know, I'm gonna get into like something she posted actually today. But as for her coming like fully back, I think it's gonna be within like 5 to 9 days. That's gonna be my guess. So anybody watching in a few days, you can see if I'm right on that. But I personally, it's just so confusing the way that she's posting about it, because she's posting like this old picture of Phillip, but then she's talking about like people making up rumors and bearing false witness about her feeding her kids, her husband being the head of the house, homeschooling. So it's like she's making it very confusing. I don't know. Okay, so my very final update. Actually, I said that she posted this. She did this last post today. It looks like she did it about exactly a day ago on the 13th. So like barely the next day of her announcing her break, she posts that she had a loose end, spelled loose wrong, but about plexus, and that she'll be continuing her social media break now. So I thought that was kind of funny. It was giving very Selena Gomez, if you know what I'm talking about. But so she's been off for now almost a full day. So again, I think it's going to be like 5 to 8 days she'll be back, posting in full force. What do you think is going on here? What do you think their next steps are going to be? Let me know in the comments. But this is basically all I've got updated to August 14th today. So maybe I'll make another video if a bunch of more shit happens, but right now this is our explanation of what's going on with Phillip, all we know publicly.
They don't look godly, they're not following the word of God, they're just being immodest.